Parapara Umu in New Zealand for another 15 nights. Yes, it'll be another 15 nights. Maybe I'll spend a little longer. Depends on when the bed arrives. Anyway, welcome to Porchlight Letters Podcast. Hope you've all had a super fantastic sparkling day. We're at Porchlight Letters Podcast number 2328, Forever in My Heart. So today started off a busy morning. I had some stuff I had to do before I got on the chat, so I got all that stuff done. Then the chat was a little busy in places. That's all I'll say. I was a little busy in places. I also got an emergency call from my friend to tell me that his Facebook account had been deleted because somebody had hacked his account and in one of the groups had posted all this porn stuff in there. So so Facebook removed all the porn stuff and and cancelled his account. And I was like, ugh. And he had a course on tonight talking about Facebook groups. So wanted me to be his guinea pig. I was absolutely, totally open to doing that. So I was very open to that, and I learned a lot. I actually got to learn a lot on the Facebook group thing, and had some good messages back about that already. But while that was all going on, I noticed that the New Zealand Post arrived and put a package in the mailbox. So I texted my dad to say, hey, New Zealand Post just put a package in the mailbox. He went out and got it. He comes in here, hands it to me. I'm like, what the heck's this? So I look at it, couldn't see a name on hang on, is there a name on the front of it? No, there wasn't really a name on the front of it. Oh, it did have a name on there. And so, of course, I'm quietly opening this while paying attention because I am taking notes at the same time. I'm taking down who attended. And so that did not get affected by anything. And inside was this beautiful card, which in Māori, that says Merry Christmas in Māori. And then whānau is your family. And she has a love of kiwi birds. So I thought that was rather cute. Had a cute message inside, then had Happy New Year on the back. That was from my friend Kathy in Toronto, where she put, from your frozen Canadian friend Kathy. So my dad said maybe she needs to come to New Zealand to thaw out. But then there was something else in this envelope. There was something else in there. So I pulled it out and opened the plastic bag and pulled out what was inside. And it was an ornament, which is a very beautiful ornament. Oh, sorry, I'm going to get the... It says, forever in your heart, my dear husband, Brad. I was fine with that. Started getting a little choked up, I will admit. The sparkles of love were threatening. Then I turned it over. My little Zeffy girl. Couldn't hold them back at that point. And I'm on camera on a Zoom call doing this. It was totally the wrong time to be doing that. And so I sent her a message. She happened to be on the same Zoom call, so I sent her a little message and going, darn you. And she says, well, you can't go crying on a live, go too late. Those sparkles of love had started to flow. But I tried to not let it be as much as it probably could have been, and held myself back a little bit. But by the time I had to go and share my screen and do all the and do some talking and stuff, I was fully composed again. But afterwards, I went out and showed my mum and dad the card because they mentioned in the card, and showed them the ornament. And mum looked, as soon as she turned it over, she went, oh. I went, yes. Because she knows how much right now anything with Zeffy on still affects me in a very big way, even though it's been 6 months. Sorry, it's been almost 4.5 months. So since she passed, the 27th of July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, 4.5 months since she passed. So it's still very, very fresh for me. But I thought it was a beautiful gift, loved it, but just had a blast tonight, just having a friend who had a situation, and I was able to step in and help out where I could with that. And it kind of helped with the class that he was teaching on Facebook groups. It helped with that too, because he was able to talk to it from, this is why you do this, and this is what I should have done. So it was very good to learn from, when something like this happens, what lessons can you learn from, if his Facebook account got taken away. So what do you do? What can he do? And what has the lessons that he has learned that have come out of it? And what's he going to do moving forward? So it was very interesting to hear all of that. And I have a page of notes from the class that we did. And it was a very good class on how to acquire Facebook groups. And so we had the first intensive tonight, and we're going to meet again in a couple of weeks. So that's going to be fun. I'm actually looking forward to the other two classes, and I've got homework to do, and I already started my homework because I was the guinea pig. So, but that's okay. I still have more homework to do. So, and then I've got this other challenge. I've got another challenge that I'm doing, and I have to decide very quickly which business I'm going to work on and what am I going to do for that, and maybe tie in the two groups, the two things together, so that in the challenge we're talking about this, but on the intensive side, I'm doing these activities which coordinate with these activities. So yes, might have to do a little bit of finagling around with all of that. But anyway, it turned out really cool. It's going to be awesome. And now I have some planning to go do. So I am out of here. My frog is starting to disappear. Yay. Although I noticed that the longer in the day it gets, the tireder I get, the worse it gets. But anyway, and we finally got to sit down last night, and I was able, because I've been talking about Tea with the Dames with my parents for a while, saying, have you seen it? Have you seen it? And they're like, no, we haven't seen it. I said, but they're like, who is it? And I said, well, it's with Dame Judi Dench, Dame Maggie Smith, Dame Joan Plowright, and Dame Eileen Atkins. And the four of them are really, really good friends, have been friends for years. And this was filmed back in 2018. And it turns out that when I was looking up their birthdays and stuff, Joan Plowright was born in 1929. The other three were all born in 1934. So last year, Eileen Atkins turned 90 in June. September 27th, Maggie Smith passed away. Her birthday was the 28th of December of 1934. So she passed just shy of her 90th birthday, which her 90th birthday is also my wedding anniversary, December 28th. And then Dame Judi Dench turned 91 turned 90 in her birthday last year, which happens to fall on my birthday. So she's December the 9th as well, just a few years apart. So to see that and knowing that two of these amazing women had since passed, since I'd last seen it. Actually, no, I did watch it after Maggie Smith passed. I watched it in honor of her. I watched that. So I saw it last year in September, a couple of days after she passed. But to be able to share it with Mum and Dad last night was kind of cool. And they remember, and what was really cool is that Mum remembered that Sir Laurence Olivier, who was the husband of Joan Plowright, she was his third wife. And when he was married to Vivian Leigh and Sir Laurence Olivier visited New Zealand, and they brought their show with them. They had like 5 aircraft. So there was one that had the cast and crew in it. There was a couple there was some for the props and the costumes and they bought everything with them. And then there was the last one was the one that the couple were in. They were married at the time because Vivian Leigh was his second wife. They didn't have any children together, but he did have a child with his first wife and then had 3 children with Joan Plowright. But they and so Mum went online and found the article from that time, complete with videos and everything. And they were unpacking one of the planes. They're pulling out these very long, almost like tube-like things, and they were bending a little bit. I said, those will be all the backdrops, and the short ones will be the side drops. They brought along the scaffolding. They brought along everything that they needed to set up a stage. And then, of course, all the costumes. Then they had the cast and crew on different planes, and they actually landed at an airport which is that way. Yeah. Was it that way or that way? I've got to get my orientation. That's north. That's south. I think it might be that way. I think it's west of here. But they actually landed at the local airport here. And the newspaper and the article along with the vintage video, was from when they landed here in Paraparaumu at the airport here, which was kind of cool. So Mum pulled that up afterwards, and so we all got to sit there and read it and watch the videos and everything else. It was very, very cool. I don't think we're watching anything tonight, no movies tonight, but I figured out how on my phone that I can log into my US Amazon account and then play a movie and have it broadcast to the TV for it to be watched on the TV. So it was pretty cool to be able to do that. So I figured it out and it worked. I've done it twice now. So that was what we got to watch last night. The next one I wanted them to see is Max Licado's The Christmas Candle. Yeah. So I've told them it's an hour and 40. So we've already worked out how we're going to do the movies on the nights that we're not watching any program that's on that we would normally watch. I think tonight is Border Patrol, which is really cool. It's the Australian Border Patrol, watching people trying to smuggle stuff through customs and all that. It's hilarious. I tell you, it's hilarious. It costs them a lot of money. One guy had bought in 60 cartons of cigarettes. Now, the cartons are the long packs with a certain number of packets inside each carton. He had 60 cartons of these things. His duty tax on all of those was over $20,000. He couldn't afford it, so they just confiscated a lot of them, all of them. Had he paid for it, he would have been allowed to walk out with it. But because he couldn't afford the duty on it, everything was confiscated, and yeah. So be careful what you try and smuggle into some countries. So anyway, with that, I'm out of here. Go out, have a super. Oh, hang on, I do have questions for you. Where do my questions go? I have questions. Number 1, what does the phrase "forever in my heart" mean to you? Who or what holds a lasting place in your heart and why? Number 3, how do you choose to honor and remember meaningful people, places, or moments? And number 4, in what ways can you carry love or memory forward into your daily life? And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. And I will be back tomorrow evening as close to 6 p.m. Pacific as possible, because I have a meeting that butts right back up to that. So as long as the meeting finishes on time, I will be on time. If it goes a little late, I'll be a little late.